me tell you about a client who spent years trying to get better and nothing worked. She tried supplements, she tried changing her diet, she tried detox protocols, she worked with multiple other practitioners, and yet she just kept getting worse. But once we discovered one hidden problem in her body, things started improving in just a few weeks. And the surprising part is the thing keeping her sick wasn't what anyone expected. And the reason I want to show you this case is because I see this exact pattern all the time in people who feel stuck with chronic symptoms. When she first came to me, she was completely exhausted. And not just physically exhausted, but exhausted from trying everything and still getting nowhere. Her symptoms looked like what many people with chronic illness experience. She had constant fatigue, brain fog, digestive issues, anxiety, nervous system tension, weight that wouldn't budge. And the most frustrating part for her was that she'd already done many of the things that people had recommended. She had changed her diet, she had taken supplements, she tried detox protocol, and every time she'd start something new, she'd start to get a little better and then she'd crash again. And this is where the pattern starts to get really interesting. When someone has been sick for a really long time, most people assume one of two things. Either something serious hasn't been diagnosed yet, or the person just hasn't found the right treatment yet. But when I started looking at what was happening in her body, something very different showed up. Her body wasn't simply missing the right supplement. It was behaving as if it was stuck in a protective state, almost like the system had decided now is not a safe time to repair. And when that happens, something very strange begins to occur in the body. The body has multiple systems that have to work together in order for healing to happen. For example, the nervous system, the immune system, digestion, detox system, cellular energy production. Most people focus on supporting one of those areas. But what many people don't realize is this: the body heals in a very specific sequence. And if that sequence gets disrupted, you can do all the good things and still feel stuck. And that's exactly what was happening in her case. When I evaluated how her systems were functioning, the first thing that showed up was that her nervous system was stuck in what we call a chronic survival mode. When the body's stuck in that state, it prioritizes protection over repair, which means several things start to happen. Digestion will become inefficient, detox is going to slow down, the immune system is going to struggle, cellular energy production drops. So even though she was trying to help her body was not in a state where it could respond properly. It's kind of like trying to renovate a house when the power's off. You might have all the right tools, but the system that allows the work to happen isn't functioning. You have no electricity. So instead of adding more treatments, we did something very different. Instead of chasing symptoms, we focused on restoring those systems that allow healing to happen. Things like calming the nervous system, restoring cellular energy, improving the communication between body systems. Once those foundational systems started recovering, something fascinating happened. Her body began responding to the things that had previously done nothing. So digestion improved, energy began returning, inflammation started to calm down. And it didn't happen overnight, but it happened steadily. And this is where the most important lesson from this case comes in. One of the biggest reasons people stay stuck for years is not because they're doing nothing. It's often because they're doing the right things at the wrong time. When the body is overwhelmed or when the nervous system is stuck in survival mode, many of healing processes temporarily shut down. So people try diets, they try supplements, they try detox programs and lifestyle changes, but the deeper systems that allow those things to work hasn't been restored yet. And that creates a frustrating cycle where people feel like they're trying everything, but their body still won't cooperate with them. And this is something I see quite often with people who've been sick for a really long time. The problem isn't usually that the body is incapable of healing. In fact, I think almost everybody is capable of healing. More often, it's that something is blocking that process. So the real question becomes less about what's wrong and more about What's preventing the body from recovering in the first place? So if you've been struggling with symptoms for years and you feel like you've tried everything, there's a really good chance your body isn't broken. Often it simply means the real issue hasn't been identified yet. And once you understand what's actually blocking healing, the path forward often becomes much clearer. If you'd like help figuring out what might be preventing your body from recovering, I'll put information below about the What's Wrong with My Body evaluation, where we map out the systems that might be interfering with your healing. And if this video helps you understand your health a little bit better, let me know in the comments. And I always want to hear about your symptoms because I want to help people further by praying for you. I want to be able to ask God to give you full recovery of those systems to restore those symptoms back to normal. So comment below with your most frustrating symptom that you have right now so I can pray for you. And if you want to learn more about how the body actually heals, make sure you subscribe. I post new videos each week breaking down real cases and the patterns behind them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.